Yo, what's up? Okay, we're gonna dispel and debunk a few negative concepts about decentralization real quick. What is decentralization?
So, well, it's the establishment of open source cooperative platform initiatives that create new networks from which things we use every day can be built in and we can use from in a competitive way. So, decentralization in the one concept I'm choosing to use it in now is with some of the Web3 blockchain initiatives that we're seeing right now are definitely decentralized. And when we say decentralization, we're talking about the flows changing, and specifically four flows: the money flows, the information flows, the decision making flows, and the influence flows. All four of these change. And how do they change? Well, for multiple reasons that stack on top of each other. But a decentralized autonomous organization sets up governance from within a platform for anybody to participate in. So, not all of them are created equal. So some of them, have different voting metrics or standards, but the ones that get closer to one biometric, one vote, and you don't need to hold the token to be able to do this, those are forming, and that's a decentralized competition that can produce goods and services that affect quality of life, that can compete with everything else, including government services. So that's kind of where I'm going with this version of decentralization, but you can, classify it into four main pillars for global decentralization, and that's communication, manufacturing, finance, and governance. And manufacturing is the one that has been lagging, but with the advent of humanoid robots, this is about to be fully established and used and competing with everything that exists now.
So, I have another question to ask. Is decentralization kind of a manifestation of a desire or a need to kind of fight capitalism?
I'd say that
Or work with change capitalism?
definitely the economy plays a role, but then so does the decision making factors. So the governance plays a role too. So I'd classify it as centralized mindset and actions in general. And these things fall into, hierarchical.
So things like nationalism and just everything in the last era basically is going to be tossed on its head. Kind of like the frequency band is now moving from where, like get, coal and oil and all that was on the top. And now we're moving into a different era where it's not going to be on the top anymore. It's not going to be gone, but it's not going to be used essentially anymore.
Right. And I think a good way to say that is um,
It was just an example. You're right.
I think the centralized and the decentralized will work together,
Okay.
and like we'll be having our national culture, pride, kind of resonance within us, but then we'll also be living in this decentralized layer that will fill in the gaps that a revenue and expenditures model of any one country can't fit for everybody. And that's going
Right.
to come in through AI and robots. So being able to manipulate your workforce, um, like brute forcing it now, is a different way altogether, because you don't need to train a human to go through schooling and training for 20 years, high school and then some vocational.
So I got another question.
Mhm.
Tell me about the convergence emergence and um, God, I can't focus on it now.
That's all right, but it's a convergence of main concepts, and I've started a channel trying to bring this idea through, and it's pretty much a foundational lens to look through, to visualize the next paradigm, because we usually try to see it through the paradigm that we're in now, and
Right.
that's where most of us go wrong. We don't set this lens of assumptions to look through. And the first one is exponential thinking. So most people just don't do that because we're linear animals. But when you come into understanding that there are innovation platforms being developed concurrently right now that are changing everything that we know about everything, then it's kind of easier to understand where we're heading. But looking into the sectors of AI, robotics, energy storage, blockchain, and sequencing, like multi-omic sequencing, you'll see these rapid developments of price performance increases, which means you're getting double the capability at the same cost or lower cost every x unit of time. So these are laws of economics that still hold true, and you're able to get it to more and more people. But the idea of the future, when we converge blockchain into this, is to get micropayments going, because, my opinion, AI agents are going to be handling all the finance in the future. We're not going to be handling it, and it will be for our benefit, and not just like a casino, like a lot of people think is what's going to happen there.
No, this area, you're right. There's been a lot of casino pop-ups in this era. Did a lot of different twists on that. I don't believe that's where we're going. I believe that's where we are. Uh, I think it's gonna be great, bro. Where we're headed.
So, like, in a centralized world, information is key and like powerful, and it's always asymmetric because someone has more information than someone else, and then they use that to, either benefit a business, benefit a group of people, benefit themselves. It goes either way. There are good people and bad people as decision makers, but like when AI is able to simulate a quadrillion times a day and have be that asymmetric information that's being kept from people, be part of that simulation, be one of them. Asymmetric information is going to go away. I personally believe that AI is going to be able to keep track of the entropy and prevent it from happening, because
In information entropy.
the chaos that's about to ensue because of this rapid transformation we're about to go through.
I got you. I got you. The diffusion of everything that is right now is going to be chaotic.
Right, but I think it's going to be a swift kind of action by our decision makers to catch up to where it will be.
To plug AI into everything.
Right, and then stipend comes after that, and I don't know where that will come from, because it can be philanthropy, it can be government, it can be Bitcoin wealth fund, it can be a lot of different things, and we'll talk. It could be like productivity increases that are about to happen from automating manufacturing with humanoid robots, and factories that are built for humanoid robots, which means humans won't be allowed in them.
Robots, factories built by robots.
Right, and operated by robots. So
Right.
you're going to be able to increase the amount of time. Increase the amount of products
Output.
that are coming out in a unit of time by a large factor.
See, so the only way that this could be practical, especially for everybody on the planet, is if one of these factories was building homes. for the homeless, for the poor, for
Well, I
everybody.
think they'll be mobile. Yeah, and I think there'll be mobile homes, and I think that that's going to be a part of this thing.
Yeah, all right. I
And you
disagree.
can park because it's going to be the robo van retrofitted as a home. So it's going to
Right,
be an autonomous
right.
vehicle that can sleep 12, but you can get your own that will, you know, hopefully be starting at 50,000 and then decreasing from there.
That's a great idea. It's not one that I'm fond of.
But yeah, like
Maybe like
home,
a Volkswagen bus.
like if you have like a new electric semi charging station way out in the middle of nowhere, and then it's powered by solar and batteries, and there's a lot of access. You know, a community can develop around that that's focusing on these new techs
Right.
that are going to bring in all of these things, all 9 of these things: food, water, shelter, clothing, healthcare, education, transportation, electricity, and internet, all into one operating system around this truck charging place. You know, and then we'll just see that happening across the board. You know, so there'll be, and it'll be, you know, different kinds of homes. We'll have the mobile home kind of thing, but they'll be futuristic, stylish, and autonomous.
I agree that I think the people that want to move around are going to have mobile homes. I think the people that want to just chill and see the same thing every day are going to have homes that are in the ground.
Yeah, for sure. But like you're not gonna, they won't, you won't be limited now because mobile homes have been gas guzzling. Um, you
Oh
know,
yeah, transportation is about to hit like the way things are now and the way things will be in 30 years. Not even you won't even recognize it.
mhm.
It's not even going to be close to the same thing. It's the way we move around in the future is way different than the way we do now. And I mean our fuel, what propels us, and the way that that propulsion happens is going to be different.
That's right.
And it's
Oh,
going to be for everybody. It's not just going to be for the super rich. It's not just going to be for the people who it is for today. And like my brother was just explaining how knowledge and information is going to be taking a back seat. So if you got a message that you want to get across, now's the time. And I wouldn't like sit on it.
right. And I think the other, so AI is one thing for asymmetric information, but then also blockchain with auditable um, tech where you can see even the messaging because information can go on blockchain.
Right. I think the information itself is going to, the value of that information is going to drop from where it is now to what it's going to be. And I mean, what I mean by value is that people are, it's going to be available to everybody. Therefore, the value, its mystique, everything that made it, powerful today won't exist in the future because everybody's going to know that information.
Right. So the asymmetric piece becomes symmetric. So, but then when you eliminate the human error out of it, it becomes way more valuable to all of us.
Granted, it becomes more valuable to all of us in an altruistic and factual and truthful way. But as for the gold that that person was going to get for his information is now, not going to happen. That's what I meant.
Right, but I don't think that we'll stop learning as a whole because
I don't think that either.
I think like how we'll learn in the future is these super intelligent AIs are gonna pop something out of like 3 or 4 convergences above our current convergence frontier of understanding. You know, and you got to converge 2 things together or more to move into the next realm.
So convergence one more time means
To bring 2 or more things into the same path.
to what end?
My opinion, when you converge something together, it widens the scope of understanding further than what you can get from each individual silo on its own.
So, in essence, you put a scalpel in a robot's hand, a humanoid robot's hand, and that robot can now perform surgery. That's a convergence.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. And then there's, neural net training by watching simulation and video, and then whatever experience the fleet has, to the
You can
current
assimilate.
second, and then it would probably read every single published paper that's coming out on that specific surgery every day, and then it can probably perform orders of magnitude more surgeries than human.
What I wonder is if Neuralink is actually mimicking a part of the brain that they found, that they, like a resonant chamber almost, that allows people to sync up, basically. It's natural, but it's not inside everybody. So it's like the Neuralink bridges that gap. It makes it available for everybody to resonate.
That's right, and it's like if its future capability can literally connect your neocortex to the cloud.
Right.
Yeah, that's intense because your neocortex will be growing at the speed of this AI.
Well, the data, I'm sure it would compress.
I know, but you could tap into it. It
Right.
wouldn't be here. You could just tap into it, whatever its level is then.
I got it. When you went like this with your head, I was like, oh man, it sounds like it's gonna explode, but that's not how it works.
Right. And I'm assuming it's we'll see. We'll have to see where it goes, but there are non-invasive brain-computer interface techs also that will use vibration and sound.
And this is further proving my theory that there is part of the brain that is being trying to be mimicked right now. Like we're trying to utilize a part of the brain that isn't awake for everybody.
I don't know. I forgot what his name is. But there's a guy on the All In podcast now that's super brainiac nerd about all this stuff. So I've started to pay attention to what he's saying.
Good.
And the non-invasive BCIs.
Wow. Okay, that's good. And see, this is my hypothesis also. It's not my hypothesis, I don't think, but it's a hypothesis that I'm drawing out of the air right now, that anything that has a writing on it, like whatsoever, is man-made. Anything with a written language on it, I don't care like what side of the galaxy you're from, you're a man. Because the aliens that I think exist, if they do exist, they don't write stuff down. They don't have to at all. They don't need to do it. It's all up in their head already. It's all there. And I think we're on the pathway to becoming more like that being with the Neuralink. That's how I feel it's going to break down. I mean, we're going to be able to communicate with each other without even having to open our mouths or write anything down. And I think that's how, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then I think the communication will be more clear then. Like,
absolutely.
We'll be able to understand each other.
Less noise, less opportunity to...
When the brains can directly communicate with each other.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, is that what you really think? Yeah, it's what I really think. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, that's it. The Convergence Emergence is really embracing the decentralization aspect of the future. And I think it's absolutely correct where we're going because of the logic involved. The processes that are going to be undergoing change due to the influence of decentralization are... which ones are they again? The economy. Like there's global ones and then there's more personal ones.
So, right. So the socioeconomic design as a whole, and then your ability to curate your own socioeconomic recipe from, things that you vibe with, or your AI agent will know what you vibe with and it will go build lots of quality of life increases for you.
All right. So that's cool. And thank you very much. And it's been a wonderful time. Peace out. Thank you. Bye, everybody.